is up, guys? Long time no see. How are we? I'm tired. I just woke up, and first things first, in the gym, I'm gonna do fasted cardio on the stairs. Booyah! Jesus Christ. I'll give you an update on what's been going on as I'm doing my stairs, but basically I have 45 minutes of cardio to do. I do that 5 times a week. First thing in the morning, fasted, break a sweat, go home and have breakfast. So, enough talking. I need to get started. So, you may be wondering where I've been. If you happen to follow my videos and subscribe to my channel, which subscribe if you're not subscribed, it's free. So, back in March, well, before that even, I had been bulking, and I bulked pretty fucking hard. I got all the way up to 103 kilos, like my peak off-season weight at 5'7", which is really chunky, and a chunky boy I was. It wasn't 103 kilos of lean mass, it was pretty sloppy, so I got pretty fat, I'll be honest. For me, maybe for a normal person, not so much, but for where I like to sit normally, I got pretty fat. And the plan was to start prep in April, but because I know the way my body is, I take a lot longer to drop down in body fat. I'm not one of these people that gets lean really quick. And because we've taken the piss with the off-season a bit, I told my coach, I was like, hey, I think it's a good idea if we start earlier than that. So like in March, to compete in September and October. The September show would have been a Two Bros down in England as a regional, so then I could do a pro qualifier in October in Prague. But a couple weeks ago now, I decided to pull out of doing the shows, and I'll explain why. So basically, the body just wasn't responding the way it needed to. And 2 weeks ago, I was 8 weeks out from the regional. My calories were already at 2,200 daily. The cardio was, like I explained, 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And I was still nowhere near where I should have been for how low those calories were and how high my cardio was. So, and I could just feel it as well. I just wasn't fully invested. Like, I was doing everything I needed to, like for the prep, but like my heart just wasn't in it because I could tell I wasn't going to be ready, you know? So I met up with my coach and I explained to him that I don't want to compete. I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not going to be in shape. And he agreed. And so now we have a different plan. I'm going to keep dieting still for another 2 to 3 weeks, just to get myself into an even better body composition. I'll maintain that until like December, while gradually building my calories back up again into a good spot. And then come December time, I don't know when in December, but come December time, I'll start prepping again. And this time I'll do the early season, so the Scottish season, early next year. So although I'm disappointed and a bit frustrated that the original plan didn't go to plan, I'm treating this diet as like a reset phase where, you know, we took the body fat too high. Now we just have to bring it down to an acceptable level and maintain it there. Reset, like I said, so that when I prep again in a few months' time, I'm going to be in a much better spot and I'm actually going to get in the condition I need to be. So that's what's been happening, that's the goals. And like I said, my calories were super low, my cardio was pretty high, and my body was just not losing any weight, and I think I know exactly why. It's because we had dug too far too soon. So right from the get-go, my calories got dropped by 1,000 calories. Like, my body does not react well to extremes. You need to ease things like that. So right from the get-go, my calories got dropped by a lot. I got given 45 minutes of cardio right from the get-go again. As the weeks went on, of course, my body was taking its time to respond. So we dug the calories even lower. We increased the cardio even higher. We kept adding another day of 45-minute sessions of cardio instead of increasing cardio by, like, I don't know, 20-minute increments at a time, for example. And my body's just resisting. It's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And so it's just holding on to as much body fat and just everything as it can to just preserve myself. It's in survival mode. After I met up with my coach and I told him I wasn't competing and we changed plans, I went home and I had a big fucking pizza, a big old 14-inch pizza, because in my head I knew this was happening, that my body was resisting because of how low my calories were and how high my cardio was. So I knew that if I give it a little something extra, it's gonna react by being like, holy shit, more calories. I can now relax and let the body just go down in weight. And that's exactly what happened. So my weight was stuck at, like, I think 96 kilos, something like that, 96, 97. As soon as I ate that pizza, like the day after, obviously I went up in weight, but then from then, every day the scales kept going further and further down, and my look was getting much better by the day. So I just needed that cheat meal to bring my body back to life, and that's what I'm finding my body needs. If I go for a while of running myself down, it's just gonna respond by coming to a halt. You know, it doesn't want to keep losing body fat. And so I need to play with it and satisfy what it needs based on just how it works for me. And I need to give it a little refeed, just to tell it, you know, it's okay, you can keep dropping in body weight. Because I did this a few years ago when I was prepping myself. Almost weekly I was giving myself an off-plan meal, and it really did me good. There wasn't a point, I think, where I wasn't losing weight, where my look wasn't getting better, and that was from having off plans every week. You know, I'd spend the week coming down, and then I'd refeed myself, then again coming down, working hard, and I ended up winning the IBFA British finals in the junior category. Came first place. So proof is in the pudding, and this is just the way my body works, which is fine by me. But I had gone from March to, the start of July. No off plans, nothing like that. Just following the diet to a T, and I can do that, no problem. So going forward, that's what we'll do for next time. And I'm gonna come in the best shape of my life. I'm gonna actually get those fucking shredded glutes like I need to. And I'm gonna turn pro, motherfuckers. I'm gonna either win or do really well in all my shows. And I'm gonna get that pro card like I know I can get. So, that's the plan now. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, but Sergio, like the first time you tried for your pro card, you caught 7th place in your class, which was last place. And yeah, I fucking know, okay? I was not in the shape I should have been. I was a nervous wreck, so my cortisol was fucking through the roof. I was watery because of that. I didn't sleep that great. Again, attributes to the look. But this year, like although the goal, next year, although I know the goal is still to go for my pro card and win, my focus is just to come at my best. Because I know my best is good enough to win my pro card. Based on my shape, my proportions, my structure. All I'm missing is condition. That's the thing that's always been missing, is that fucking gnarly, grainy condition. And that's what I've been chasing this whole time. And once I get that condition, and as long as I peak well, I'm gonna go all the way. Like, sorry, but that's just the way it's gonna go. I'm not just aiming for my pro card for the sake of getting a pro card, I'm doing this so I can start making a living from bodybuilding so that I can provide for my family, my girlfriend, my cats, make a good enough living to be able to start a family, have children, those sort of things. And it's not only for that, but so I'll give you some background of my life. So growing up, I didn't have any role models. I did not have any role models. All the men in my life were pieces of shit, miserable fucks. All they did is bitch and moan about their problems and do nothing about it. They just settled for the life they had, and they bitch and moan. And then guess where all that bitching and moaning goes? Down to the children. So that's all I would hear. Bitching and moaning over the life they fucking chose. Because they all chose to settle, be mediocre, and forget their dreams. I remember vividly. I was with one of my uncles, one of them, because we're a big Portuguese family. I was with one of my uncles, and I asked him, what would be your dream job? And he said, I would have loved to have been like a race car driver. And I was like, oh, that's cool. How come you didn't pursue it? And he began to just list a bunch of excuses. Like, okay, I understand that he came from a not so well off family, living in Portugal where the opportunities aren't as prevalent, and it would have been a lot of hard work. But that's the thing. It's not impossible. It just would have been a lot of hard work. Hard work that he wasn't willing to do. And that stuck with me. That stuck with me for years. Like, that's almost a decade ago. And I still remember it vividly. It's one of my reasons why I have not given up on my goals here. Because the rest of my family have. They've all given up on life, given up on their dreams, given up on their goals. And like I said, just settled for a life they hate. doing shit they don't like, being paid fucking nothing, and doing nothing about it. So, I made a commitment, a promise to myself that I would never, ever be like them, and that I will fucking keep going and reaching for my goals so that I can have a life worth living, a life that I can look back and be like, fuck yeah, look what I did. Since I was a child, I always wanted to be better than my family in that regard. And it's fair to say I'm already way above all of them. And I don't just mean physique-wise, which, yeah, no one touches me there. I mean mentality, I mean drive. No one is as driven or as ambitious as I am. And that's a threat to them. That's a threat. You know why it's a threat? Or why I know it's a threat? Because who the fuck is messaging me? Who has contacted me since I left my hometown, moved here to Aberdeen, and actually got out of the fucking situation I was in to better my life? You know who? No one. Not fucking one of them. Not my uncles, not my cousins, not my grandfathers. Nada. None of them. And you know what? That's fucking fine. I don't fucking need any of you. I never have. In fact, the only good you did me was I saw in you exactly what I didn't want to be. And that's the sort of role models you could say I had. I had anti-role models. I didn't have people I could look up to be like. I had people to look down on to not be like. And so, every day almost, that's what drives me. To be better than them. To separate myself from the rest of them. And set a new standard for my family. For my name. I'll never fucking be like them. Ever. So yeah. Those are my goals. That's what drives me. And I think that's good enough. Okay. Cardio is done. Time to wipe this thing down. Oh god, I'm making it even worse. Time to wipe this thing down. Gonna take a mad shit because now I've got my, just from walking up the stairs. And then I need to go shopping. For shit I don't need. It's for my girlfriend Hannah. Whoa. Oh my god. There we go. Boyakasha. Hello. Oh my god. Hello. Look at her fur, all raggedy. Too long. You need groomed. Okay, so now I'm home. Time to have breakfast. Long overdue. I am very hungry. Breakfast on a rest day looks like this. So I'll have 4 whole eggs, followed by 2 pieces of Jason's sourdough bread. On a training day, I have oats. On a rest day, I don't. And that's it for breakfast. That's literally it. And a cup of coffee, of course. Okay, so that's breakfast done. I am all fed up. Not fed up as in sick of something, but fed up as in I just ate. I'm so retarded. Last time I made a video, or since my last video, I now have a second job. I do security. I'm a doorman for best business in the game, Taylor Security Services. I love it. It's, I feel like I'm actually being put to use and I'm actually doing something worthwhile, you know? Before then, I was pretty much living paycheck to paycheck. Like I have a full-time job for the council, but I couldn't save any money. I could not save any money. And like we've been in this house for over a year. And I wasn't able to get the sofa like I just did. And just so many other things that still need done to the house just because I could not save any money to go towards that. But now, with this new job, I'm able to put all the money I earn for that aside, and I'm in a much better financial position, so I'm really happy about that. And in December, I'm paying wholly for me and Hannah to go on a holiday to Amsterdam, and I'm paying for the whole thing. I'm paying for the flights, accommodation, all by myself. So I'm really proud of that, because I've always said like I want to be able to provide and be able to do things with and for Hannah, and getting this second job has really helped a lot. I work Fridays and Saturdays most of the time. Finish at 3:15 in the morning, but I don't mind. But not only did I get the job for all that, I also got the job because one of the owners of the company, Rob, he also does the Granite City Classic. He owns the show. Like I was saying before, I grew up with no mentors, no role models, and it's a bit cringe to admit, but I respect Rob a lot and I look up to him. And I feel like it's good for me to be around him and people like him. I feel like I aspire to be more like him. Yep. Pretty gay. But like I said, didn't have much of a father figure growing up. No real role models. In person, yeah, I looked up to people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and people like that, but no one in my life. So I feel like working with him, being alongside him, is only gonna do good for me. Okay, now it's time to prep my meals. I'm working tonight from 12 until 7:30. So I need to prep my meals. I'm gonna put rice on, chicken thighs. I eat chicken thighs, and Aberdeen Angus beef mince. I'm gonna put my rice on first. Not much left in here, but I think this will be enough because per day I'm only eating 100 grams of dry white rice for the whole day. Yeah, I think this will probably do. Rice in the thing. Let's see. This will be enough. Ah. Okay. Slightly less. Okay, well I have another one, so I'll just open that and then fill it up with water and then put it over there in the rice cooker. Okay, so I'm just on my way to work now, but before doing so, I need to make a quick pit stop at none other than Marshall's. Oy. Because I need eggs. I fucking love this place. Okay, so I got the eggs. There they are. Pink are for me, blue are for Hannah. The lady at the till, she was like, "Oh, that's a lot of eggs." I was like, "Oh yeah, they're not all for me." And then as I was leaving, the next customer came along and she was like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" But she never asked me how I was. Sad. Now, with how little calories I'm on, you may be asking yourself, Sergio, aren't you hungry? Aren't you starving? Nah. Not really. Yeah, my calories are pretty low, but I don't know. I've done this so much that it doesn't really bother me. If I feel hungry, then okay, I feel hungry. What am I going to do about it? After a certain point, you do this so much where you kind of get over the feeling of hunger. Like, you still feel hungry, but you're not like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, I need to eat now.
like it's just a feeling, you know. Yeah, my belly might hurt a little bit when I'm hungry, but so what? I can go hours without eating. I'll be hungry, yeah, but you know, it doesn't bother me.
Meal 2 on its way. If you can see it, there you go. Meal 2 on its way. That is the chicken and rice. Okay, so I had my chicken meal, I had my mince meal, and now, as you can see, I am in a studio because in my job I take exercise classes. I do 2 of them on a Wednesday night, so that's what I'm setting up just now. Booyah! Ay. Damn. Wow. On a Wednesday night, I do circuits and then a group step class with the steps, you know, going like that. That's alright. I break a sweat, you know. I don't do the circus one, but I have to do the step one. It's fun, you know. I put good music on. That's, you know, customer friendly, and I sweat like hell because this room, like, although it's pretty spacious, you know, space, it gets really hot, hence the fan. After this, I'll go home, have another meal. I've finished all my steps already, so I don't need to go out for a walk. Usually I do. I like to go for a walk late at night, especially now in summer when the nights are bright, but I don't need to tonight. I might still go and do extra steps just because I like to be outside. I'll see you after my classes. Okay, finished work now. It's raining. Fucking soaking with rain and sweat. See, trying to do that class, like the group step, at peak off season, which is when I started doing them. This. That was fucking hard. But now, because I do cardio like 5 times a week, 45 minutes, piece of cake. Now, right now I'm gonna. I need to fuel up. Fuel up, go home, eat. So I'm gonna have another chicken and rice meal, and then my last meal is gonna be trout and rice. So on rest days, I either have trout or a steak, sirloin, just for the extra fats. Once this dieting phase is over, the reset phase is over, I'm gonna keep up 3 sessions of probably 20 minutes of cardio, and I can't really call it an off season, but the in between stage, you know, between this reset and competing, just to keep my metabolism going. Means that I can increase the food higher without sacrificing too much condition. You know, the cardio will help maintain my body composition. Well, guys, that's the end of the video. I've really got not much to show. It's been a rest day, so no training to see. It's just been a quick update of what's been going on. Right now my trout is being made. I have this much rice left to eat. Wow. And then I'll head off to bed soon. Only to get up again early tomorrow. Do it all over again. Only tomorrow I'm training. Tomorrow is back day. So check out my previous back day video. Hope you stuck to the end. If you did, hit like and subscribe. Very much appreciate you. And comment down below what you'd like to see of my days next. Or if you have any questions, I can address it in a future video. That's been me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.